Hey everyone, it's BDevine. Hello, how are you? I hope that everybody is happy and well wherever you are. I was not sure exactly what kind of video I wanted to make today, but I really feel like we need to really understand the gravity of what is happening to us as souls here on the planet with all of the craziness, especially in the last couple of years that we've seen, all of the people that are, going through such trauma inside of themselves, the news that we're seeing, the fighting that's going on, the division that's everywhere. And we really need to understand who we are as a soul, as a being of light, as a sovereign being of light that I'm always talking about, and how we can push ourselves into a brand new future, especially with such, let's just say, an uproar of a time right now. Okay, there seems to be a panic amongst a lot of people that are really, really focused on, in a good way, or trying their best in a good way, to bring information to the people. And what they're doing is, talking about everything that's happening right now and staying really focused on the right now, on what appears to be our reality. As we are moving forward as souls, our main focus really needs to be on increasing our light, because when there is a deficit of light in your body, when you're leaking light, when energy is released from you from worries, stresses, concerns, sadness, fear, trauma, other people's drama, this one's saying this one's saying that, the news, the media outlets, etc. The fear that's been put into people's heads about certain things that are nowhere near as dangerous as they have been made out to be. And this leaks from you. This energy, it draws away from you. It's like you are a bucket of water and the bucket is full of holes. So the energy is just coming out of you, leaking out of you. I'm seeing this happening to people who are also extremely good teachers in their own right. Falling for the fear, telling everybody to get ready. This is the end times. A lot of people come at me with religious stuff, that I need to repent and I need to be careful, All of those fear tactics and control mechanisms have been around and been with us for thousands of years. And this particular planet, of course, planet Earth, is going through a remarkable shift in dimensions. You are going through shifts in dimensions. And what that does, as you're trying to merge your way into peace and harmony and happiness, while we're shifting into this new dimension, we have been forced in a little bit of a corner from all of the drama that's taking place around the globe. Now, people are beginning to stand up and see what this is. Because if the powers that be or were able to get a hold of this whole thing, then we would just be this slave race. Okay, so I'm talking about the human race. All right, we need to start seeing ourselves as the human sovereign race, actually. All of us. No colors, no creed, nothing. Because that is all control mechanisms. Now, dimensionally, we move into these different shifts as we are awakening and awakening and awakening, changing and adapting and awakening. We're going through this all the time. If we allow our energy to become flat, to become worrisome continually, to point out, oh yeah, this is this person's, agenda, or this is what this person's doing and that one's doing, and I don't agree, and blah blah blah. If we keep on focusing on things that we don't agree on, then what happens is that there's a further separation. And what needs to happen with us right now as a human beings, okay, is to come together to push our energies in a focused direction of light, truth, and harmony being our goal. What is your goal? Are you afraid that everything's just going to end? Are you afraid that the whole agenda is succeeding? Because it's not. There are beings that have been in control of this planet, and without getting into too much, it can get really deep, okay? But there have been a collective, let's say, of negative energies that have enforced control through the people and through money, and keeping people in a certain type of mindset. For example, it may be as subtle as you being in a mindset of, oh, I must achieve, I need to learn, I need to, be something in my life. I need to go out there and get a really good high-paying job, and I need to, so you may have put yourself in a whole lot of categories because of the energy of control that you've had, not only in your own life and with your own family, but because of this hidden agenda and this heavy energy that has been around us. There have been darker energies that have been here as agitators on the earth in the greatest degree. I want to tell you that those that were in control, and these were dark energies that were from different galaxies, different planets, okay, and those that were in control for the longest time have been pushed out. So by the end of 2020, the portal that these particular beings came in through so many thousands of years ago and began their plan to generate another slave colony, has that portal and those beings that are right up there controlling everything and using some of the most heinous means that you can think of to do so, they're just gone. They've been pushed out of these portals where they came from. There was about 100 of us around the globe that were focused in on this energy without saying anything. We're focused in on this energy of closing these portals of entry. Now, these portals of entry, and this may get a little deep for some of you, but we all have portals of entry to other galaxies, to other dimensions of our own being. And we can close those down as well. And we can start to get help from the other aspects of who we are as a soul. Now, the main thing is that I wanted to say is that those beings that have been in control of this planet for thousands of years on a higher level, never seen by us, only we felt the ramifications of those things, the monetary system, the taxes, the way that they are, the restrictions the way that they are, the you have to do this and you have to do that, or you're not going to have this or you're not going to have that. All of that higher up, control mechanisms have been shut down. They've been shut out. So what we have left here is scurrying around, trying everything that they can without any leadership anymore, without any direction anymore, without any extra money anymore, without what they were being supplied with anymore, running around like headless chickens, trying their best to maintain a presence of control on the planet. And that's why you're seeing new strains, new restrictions, terrible conditions increasing in the beautiful country of Australia. Everywhere, trying to push real quick. But at the same time, if you've noticed already, there are some things, especially here in the United States, that have stopped. Like they've been put a stop to certain things. And I don't even want to say what they are because just the wording of things would be a flag. But anyway, so the people that control social medias and all those things, and all these different platforms and all those things, don't know what to do right now. There's just an energy of the people, of all of us, of we the people, as they say, coming together and understanding that as long as we are divided, we will fall. And if we come together in our own ways by focusing on what you're doing. So if you're focused on what you're doing, you don't have any time to be worried about whether you are doing better than somebody else, or you have better abilities than somebody else, or you have more money than somebody else. You're not focused on the mundane because you realize that if all of those things were stripped away, there was no money, if there was no titles, if there was no division, that this is how you actually would like to live anyway, peacefully, to do what you choose to do without hurting anybody. And from many different aspects, and many different teachers are talking about different planets and planetary aliens, etc., that are benevolent, that are working to support us. And on their planets, there is none of this nonsense. This is really the only place in the galaxies that treats its own people like this, right? And we need to be able to understand our light quotient. We need to be able to understand our focus as a spiritual being of light, as a sovereign being of light, is not on all of this craziness that appears to be our reality, but remembering that love is real, and remembering that you are far more powerful, and I don't mean superior, I mean powerful than what you're giving yourself credit for. You can instantly heal things. You can instantly manifest things. You can be and travel in your mind and be there and experience. It's just that when you are leaked of energy because of everybody else's constant nonsense and drama, when you are leaked of this energy, you can't see that. All you can see is stress and anxiety and even depression. Now, it doesn't matter if you can feel things, okay? It's not to say that you've suddenly got to become cold and just so super strong and I'm just moving forward. It's not about having no feelings, okay? It's about acknowledging those feelings, of course, when you have them, okay? Acknowledging the sadness, and you may have been going through some nostalgia over the past few days, because we're moving away from this energy that this earth has had and moving up in levels away from this control. And this is coming sooner than you can imagine. I'm not going to sit here and give dates and say, okay, I think it's going to be here and here and here, because that would just be silly, because it could either be faster or it could be slower depending on what we're doing. But I am telling you that the light is one, and I have told you that. I don't know how long, for how long. So really what we're seeing in our reality is not even true. It's an illusion of trying to remain in control. And those that are trying to remain in control know that they've lost. They know it. They're just hoping that they can convince you that they are still in control and can do anything to you. When you begin to focus on grounding and connecting in and putting yourself into protection, when you understand that there are negative thought forms that you have, and when you release them, if you don't disperse them and transmute them into positive energy, these negative thought forms hang around you and hang around you and hang around you until you're just walking in your own way and all your own crap all the time. You basically can't get out of your own way because you haven't dispersed the energy properly. You've tried to release it, but you've left it floating around you. You haven't called in your teams. You haven't put up your protection when you should have been doing it. You know, just these little things. You got to understand the energy plays. There are people that are going to be crying out for help because, and I don't say that as a scary thing either, it's because they're going to be free and they don't know what to do, especially children. Now in December, this Scorpio Mars energy is going on right now, especially 14th of December, going into January as well. And Scorpio is about sexuality, as well as it has a sting, right, in its tail. So the things that we've been or have been covered up, the truths that have been only half told, the messages that have been given to the people, especially those who don't have access to the internet and only have what's in front of them, like the elderly, all of this energy has all been a load of crap to see whether it would, it's their last ditch effort to try to see if they can control humanity in a completely different way. With the Scorpio energy and the Mars energy, not to mention the Pluto energy coming in more full force in February 2022, no stone is going to be left unturned. When the truth is, and it's even truths that I don't even realize, you know, it could be just so many things that are just never told to the public, hidden from the public, you know, twisted and changed, and stories changed, and in the the Mandela effect, and now there's certain movies that you watch and it's completely different to how you remember it. They're just twisting and twisting and twisting and gaslighting the people into believing something that's not real. This is going to be exposed. We saw some coming out in November, bits and pieces of information. Even more will be coming through December, and I'll be talking to you guys about as we go through the moons in December, etc. At the end of the year, there's supposed to be another sort of a bigger climax. So not only do we have the spiritual surge moving through, trying to get you to shake yourself off and stop focusing on, oh, but I've got this and I've got that and I've got to deal with this and deal with that and I'm in this problem and that problem, my parents, and I can't do this because of my partner or for my kids, or it's just too hard. That mindset has to stop if you want to really, and I mean really, expand all that you can be. If you had no worries in the world, would you be like, if you had no, you didn't have to worry about where you lived, if you didn't have to worry about a vehicle, if you didn't have to worry about your bills, if you didn't have to worry about money, if you didn't have to worry about your family, okay? And let's just say all of this was beautifully and comfortably taken care of for you. Then what are you going to do? What if you had perfect health? What if you have all of your abilities just blossomed and opened and you're able to just connect and tune in beautifully? Would you be worried about all this pettiness? If you were an angel, let's say, and you could do anything that you wanted to do, and you could manifest stuff, if you could move things out of people's way, if you could use your energy for helping humanity, would you be worried about, oh my God, I just can't do this because I've got to do this? No, you just be out there helping everybody. So when you have acceptance of yourself as a sovereign being of light, and this is why I just wanted to talk to you and make this video. I know that this will be premiering and some people will be saying hi to me, and I'm not really live, but I'm saying hi to you guys. But the importance right now, I can't stress to you enough, this is why I'm being pushed very clearly into being the teacher that I've always been, into accepting that role, because I need to share everything that I know. I don't mean just one thing. Okay, here's how to open your abilities. Okay, here's how to run a business. Here's how to market yourself. No, it's going to be everything and all aspects of everything. Methods of healing, methods of clearing. When you're looking at someone that you know what they need and that you're giving them thorough help. Not just, okay, lie down there, let me just put my hands on you for 5 minutes, away you go. Okay, come on, let's just get the cards out. There's got to be more to our connection with each other than what we've been led to believe. So I'll be teaching the Light Leadership Academy. Will begin semester 1, most likely at the end of January 2022. I'm going to be doing a talk about that at the end of December to tell you all that we will be going through. It may take me a while to get through everything that I know. So you're going to be committed to learning and then going and doing it. Learning and going and doing it. Becoming teachers yourself. Sharing this information. Okay? And I'm going to be doing this, and this between that and, you know, updating you guys on social media as long as that lasts, right? Writing and all the things that I need to do. More and more people will be able to assist those that are completely damaged by this broken system that we have had on this planet. My husband's even, you know, he's more open to helping with all of this, because before he's just kind of sat back and, you know, he's been involved in, you know, our fun things, but he sort of sat back a little bit because of who I am, I guess. I don't know. But he's going to be more involved in things too, because we need the males and the females doing stuff. We need the kids to learn, because the children are going to be the ones that are going to lead this place. There are a couple more years of sorting everything out. And maybe even next year there'll be changes with the monetary system, the way we do things. And hey, we probably won't even need money in the future if we start to learn to work with each other, you know, and barter things with each other like they do on other planets. They don't have money. Everyone's just abundant, and if somebody needs something, they help them, you know, or someone has a skill and they trade with somebody else, you know, etc. So if you're constantly finding yourself where you can't connect to source, or you keep on worrying and you're trying your best not to, if you find yourself having a feeling of psychic attack a lot, or feeling like there's something, watching you, or something in your dreams is freaking you out, or you can't stop your anxiety or depression, whichever way it goes for you. If you're feeling this, then I can guarantee that you need to increase the light in your body and allow that to happen. That you need to ground and connect and focus on yourself. It's not selfish to focus on yourself. It actually helps everybody around you to do the same. Because if all of us are minding our own business in this way and focusing on our journey rather than all the things we think we've done wrong, or, oh gosh, I'm being punished because I can't open up. But you start to understand yourself differently. When you start to see yourself differently, then the changes occur within you, the light feels within you, and you'll begin to know as soon as something is leaking from you, as soon as you've been paying too much attention to something else, you're going to feel like crap. As soon as you start, if you become in a group or something and they're all carrying on about every little thing. I see comments, on social media, oh, we're screwed now. Oh, it's all over now. Oh, we're going to, how is that helping anybody, let alone helping yourself to think that way? I was watching an interview with someone I admire very much, and he was trying to speak about, his experiences spiritually, and his focus on, and it's very similar to my own. And he was trying to talk about it. Now, I haven't seen this person come forward, Alex Collier, for a really long time. He hasn't been doing many seminars, etc. He was kind of out of it for a while. And he was trying to explain, hey, all this nonsense that you're seeing, it's not even real, okay? And the people that were sitting with him kept on going back on about it. Oh, but what about the money? So that's going to crash, is it? And you know what? We're not going to have any money anymore. And this is the Great Reset. And should we be getting Bitcoin? And Alex is just like, okay, well, this is where you're at. You're still focusing on that as being the reality. You see? If you're focusing, you've got to focus on what reality you wish to see for yourself in your life. Because as a sovereign being of light, you can manifest it instantaneously if what's most consuming your thoughts is controlling your life. What's consuming your thoughts is controlling your life. And you have to get this through your head. And it doesn't matter about who's there and who's doing this and who's corrupt and whether you like the president or not, or whoever that guy is, or what's going on. If you give it any attention, it becomes your reality. And I really just wanted to try to make that really clear. I have been working with you guys since 2010 is when I started making videos on here. And I've been sharing the same kind of message. It's like, hey, there's help for us. There is assistance there. And if we keep our mind focused on those good things and the benevolence of people and doing what you wish to do and manifesting and playing music and creating and taking time out for yourself, doing your cleansing, doing your clearing, focusing on your pampering of the self, looking after yourself because perhaps nobody else ever has. Trusting in yourself because then you will see rather than having to see and then you're going to trust something. Believing before you have an appearance of something will make it come a lot sooner than waiting and okay, well, that didn't happen, so must be something wrong with me. And that going down that track. To understand that when you have PTSD, when you have complexities and you have different emotional scarring and you have different things that has happened to you growing up through your life and it hasn't been your fault and you've just been like, why me? your whole life. When that has happened, you're going to have to detach from it. Otherwise, it will continue to stay around you, and you'll stay in that kind of a cycle rather than ascending into where you really want to be. You'll fear success so much that you will fail just to prove yourself right. I don't want that for humanity. I don't want people to give up right now. I'm urging all of you to use your crystals, to cleanse your space, do a clearing on yourself. Trust that as you speak and you say what it is the hell you want, it happens. One good thing that you can say to the angels, angels, I give you permission to take the pressure off of me. Just take the pressure off. You watch what happens. The world is wanting desperately for us to shine. We have been, throughout our life and throughout our past lives, slaves to somebody else in one way or another. Controlled. Have to do this and then this will happen. If I work really hard, I'm going to get a reward. That's not the system that we want. And that's not how we want our children to have to, we don't want our children to have to suffer, right? We want them to see themselves as the amazing beings that they are. And wouldn't it be horrible if you heard your children hating themselves so much and angry at the world and upset? My sons were that way, really angry and hurt and anxious and upset all the time, and it would break my heart. I'd be like, oh my God, what have I done? Have I let them down somewhere? No, they were just feeling the stress of the whole world on their shoulders. They're far more sensitive, right? Anyone that's younger than you are is more sensitive than you. And they have to really learn how to control that energy. There is so much power in you as a soul. And you're going to want to be able to stop working for somebody else and stop being a slave to, I got to work, then it's going to be Friday, and then I'm going to have a party, and then, okay, I got to go back to work on Monday. And it's like, we've all been there. We were hating our jobs and all that sort of stuff. Wishing that it was the weekend all the time. Wishing that we had a connection with our energies properly. Wanting to do something and not knowing how to do it. And then you find yourself in a connection with people that are like-minded. Like all of you are very like-minded with each other. You're just trying to push forward. And I'm telling you to stop trying, to stop aiming for something and just be. And learn to just look after your energy, and everything else will certainly look after itself. Increase my light. Tell the angels, increase my light. If you're stressed out, say, the angels have got this. My guides are looking after this. Why am I worrying about this? I'm making it harder for myself. And really, we've got to get this together. Because if we don't, then those people that need us, really need help. Maybe they've been children that were taken away from their parents, and they're going to come back at 25 years old, having lived a life of heinous activity in one way or another, and not even know what's here, what's been going on, how to live in society. They're going to need people who are able to help them, able to give them a space, to give them a chance, to help them understand, hey, well done. You know, you've done an amazing job and you've got so much to help the others with. You know, so we'll be connecting children together. We'll be connecting adults together and young adults together. Hopefully connecting the elderly together to help them to understand how brainwashed they are. You know, and my dad passed away this year. I lost 3 animals this year in Australia. And those animals were, Betty was like 12 years old. You know, we'd had them a long time. And so was Speckles the cat and Bella the big dog. They all just died. And my dad as well. And another friend in Australia. And people that I know just having a really, really hard time. Struggling. My kids are in Adelaide. My son is, you know, struggling because he has to stay with friends and they're all, you know, not with it, for sure, not awake. And just all, you know, pushing each other around, being nasty to each other and making a joke out of each other. And this sensitivity of my son in it, trying to smile it all off when he's just like feeling it all. And I can't get there. You know, there's plenty of us that can't get to our family right now. What do? Do we sit here and worry and stress ourselves out sick? Or do we assign the guardians of the galaxy to our children? Do we imagine them in pyramids of pure light that's unbreakable? Do we imagine if they have to take something that they don't want to have to take right now, which is being forced on the people in Australia? For what? I don't know, because there's only been in 2 years just over 2,000 deaths. Okay? Communicable diseases are 6 times more likely, actually 16 times more likely for you to die of a car accident. But they're forcing this to see if they can get away with it, hurrying up as fast as they can because they're finished. That dark agenda is finished. So you have to place people in protection and with love and light. You can't force them to accept it, or you can't force them to, take your healing or whatever. You don't just send healing to somebody and, okay, I've sent you healing. No, that person has not asked you. When it's your children, they're a part of you anyway. So as you heal yourself, as you strengthen them. And I always tell my sons that when there's something going on, I say to them, there's always a way out of it. Just remember that. There's always a way out of this stuff, and there is a way out of this. And for us who understand a little bit about spirituality by now, I would hope so, we need to increase our light quotient, to stop letting our mind stress. So when something happens to you, or you can't sleep, or you keep on seeing someone, I keep on having visions of such and such and such, don't sit there in it all day. Send them light and go back to what you're doing. Oftentimes people will come to me in their dreams when something's going on with them. Right? It's just sort of like an alarm system or something for me. Now, there are strange things that happen a lot in my world. My husband will attest to this. But if I talked about it all the time, I'm giving it power that I don't want to give it power. Even when I talk about things like my kids, I don't even want to talk about it because I don't want to give any energy power. Well, she's emotional about that. Let's get to her emotions, because that's how the evil works. People are going through the Bible and saying, okay, well, these are all the signs of the end times and blah, 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 blah. Wow. It's been end times coming for a super long time. And I actually thought that only God knows when that is, if you follow the Bible. But they want to control you somehow into fearing it. I've had people say, repent, you're going to go to hell. Well, let me go to hell then. It's none of your business. I don't believe that way. And in fact, those who are from the 70s, born in the 70s, have a different view on religion than those born in the 60s, 50s, and going back. Because we were born into an era where a lot of things changed. A lot of things changed in the 70s, not just with, how we're doing things, but with the powers that be. There was a lot of changes that occurred. So I really think that as we begin to push forward, yes, I'm going to do little readings, and if that's what you guys, want, and all of that stuff. But what I really want to be able to do is teach you properly everything I know. As I said, it's going to be a long course, okay? And we're going to have to do it in semesters of like 10 weeks or something. And obviously it's not going to be free either, because I give enough for free. And that was a hard thing for me as well, So I'm only doing it in semesters because I know the money system's not even going to be there anyway. So we'll just do it in semesters. And you will be connected with a group that are trying to do the same thing that you are. And that brings a lot of power. There are other people out there, they'll just teach you one thing, and that's it. And, you haven't learned everything that you need to know to support yourself. So if for some reason I'm gone, in 6 months or something, and I just don't exist anymore, I want to know that I've allowed you guys, to be able to get a step up, to embrace yourself, to be able to ground yourself, to be able to connect to the divine, to trust, and just please trust in your abilities. Say it to yourself, I am connected divinely, perfectly for me, in my own unique way. And this is my superpower, right? Is that you are connected in your divine, unique way. And if you don't believe it, then you will never get it. It'll just go around in circles. And believe me, the darkness would be very, very happy with that. With you being confused, with you being stressed, with you being fearful. That's exactly what they thrive on. They just get more and more and more power from that. We don't agree with every speaker. You don't have to agree with everything I say either. What you just need to be able to do, and where I'm coming from, is to help you help yourself. That's it. And there are a myriad of ways that can happen. When you start understanding energy and healing, the layers of your auric field, the connectedness with your physical body, and how those layers radiate out into the dimensions, and how you can go through portals, how you can time travel, how you can help fix other people on these other dimensions as well on a shamanic level. I mean, it's very, very expansive when you start doing all that stuff. When you start really trusting in your abilities, you can go anywhere you want to go. On a spaceship to another planet, wherever the heck you want. There's so many galaxies, it's not even funny. And it's like if you can imagine rings of light just moving out from you. And, it just keeps on going and going and going and going and going. Like the layers of your aura just being infinite. Then they're connecting with all of those different galaxies. You're connecting with yourself on multiple dimensions. Do you want it to be easy? Or do you want to always feel like you're in battle? So, people are in battle and they're stuck on other dimensions. Again, something I thought was cuckoo, weird, and wacko about 15 years ago. I'd be like, what do you mean you're on another dimension? What are you talking about? Like, I was the same as everybody else. I thought that was very, very strange. Didn't want to know anything about it until I saw it with my own eyes. And in fact, have rescued people from these other dimensions. brought them back into their physical being, and oh my God, their whole life changed. Because you can fragment. You can fragment. You can be anywhere you want to be, in other words. And your manifesting ability doesn't stop when you go to sleep. So you're manifesting stuff when you're asleep as well, which is what happens to a lot of people. You wake up exhausted. You've been off doing something. So you must protect the other aspects of yourself. Know that the future selves, so you in the future, and I'm talking about 10 years into the future, 5 years, 2 years, 1 year, whatever, already knows what's happening, already knows this is all nonsense, already knows that this is a big fear tactic, and it's working on a lot of people. But there's also hope for those that have already gone through the experiments as well. Because when everybody sees, it's not long now, we're in the final stages. We are in the final throes of it all. So it will get nasty. And we're already seeing, like I said, other variants, and they're trying to do this, and they're trying, whatever. Don't acknowledge it. I mean, we know it's out there, but we must continue to focus forward. Focus on a direction where we want to be. There is no choice but the light to continue. Not only that, but just remember that there are galactic beings of light that are connected to us because we're all a part of it. Okay? We're a part of the 22 different races. We're all a part of it. And they're a part, they're family. Do you think they're going to let something happen so drastically to the earth? Because everything that happens on any planet has a ripple effect everywhere else. Something is happening here, where it's mass control and mass destruction and nuclear stuff. It's just not going to occur. Get all that out of your head. What they wanted to achieve is in a lot of different books. 1984, for example. What they wanted to achieve, the agenda, and no one's, there are people that are like, oh no, that's not what it is. They care about us. Really? Anyway, so all of those people that we see in charge have all been placed there by higher beings of darkness. They've all been given a lot of money to do what they're doing right now. Media, people, there's insertions of this energy everywhere. But when you no longer have anyone telling you what to do or paying your bills, giving you even more money to bribe you over here and make sure that you're giving this message to the people, when that's gone, these people are going to start talking. The whistleblowers are coming forward. The media is going to fall apart. It has no choice but to do so it can save its own butt. Because the crimes against humanity, okay, it's not just now, it's been going on and on and on. It doesn't matter what president or whoever it is that you love or whatever. It's got to do with their position of power over the people and abuse of that power. And that cannot continue. And if you're going to be strong through this and embrace the storm, okay, whatever comes at us, that we're going to be okay, that we're going to push through together, right? That we're going to strengthen ourselves, strengthen our focus, work on all of our abilities, be able to train others to do the same, to share the light, to hold the light, to be the light, to be divine, right? Which is why I use that name, even though it is my name. Becky Devine is my actual legal name. But in the beginning, it was like, oh my God, it's not just my name, but it's a way of being. And that's why I did that. So, are you going to fall apart? Are you going to keep questioning? Because questions are another way of fear taking over your life. Oh, but what about this and what about that? And this person said, who cares what anybody says? Who cares what anybody's doing? The time for that is done. You know, I have people and friends and family in Australia, and they're fighting and they're protesting, and they're like, no, it's not about being anti anything other than someone taking over your personal medical rights as a human being. When did that stop? By creating something that's really, really scary, or, you know, making people believe a certain, you know, narrative, etc. Then they will tell other people, oh no, well, they've been testing this for 10 years. Really? This exact variant that they don't even know how to test now. They've been testing that for 10 years. What have they been and if they have been testing this exact thing for 10 years, doesn't that tell you something? But people don't think of that. They're like, oh, you know, the research is there. The research. How much money do they make? How much money are these people making to give you this? And those ones that are not doing it are being completely ostracized, completely ruined. And they're still trying to say, look, hey, this is not right. We didn't sign up for this. Doctors are saying this is not right. We always have to get consent. We always have to offer people a suggestion. And then if they want to do an operation, or they want to have a jab, or they want to do this, then we get their consent. We don't say, oh, if you don't do this, too bad you've got no income. What, you know, how can that be a good thing? It can't be, and it hasn't been, and it's not allowed to continue. December, again, as I said, Scorpio, Mars, Aries, all pushing forward. We've just had an eclipse. It's going to push forward. And then in April, I believe it is, April 2022, we have Neptune and Jupiter. And they are going to bring about a huge, another like upgrade of our spiritual awakening. So not only do we have the Pluto energy coming in for the first time since 1776, when the Declaration of Independence was written on the 4th of July, 1776, we have the same Pluto in Capricorn connection. On the 22nd of the 2nd, 2022, all those twos are there for a reason. So not only do we have a revolution, not only do we have everyone waking the hell up, not only do we have people starting to see themselves in a different way, to not listen so much to the mainstream, to see things for what they really are, to do the research for themselves and have a really good look and like go, oh my God, okay. To understand the human rights, okay? Not only do we have all that, but then we have the push right now in December for the secret societies, secret agendas, hidden truths, for getting part of the truth but not all of it, for people to be held accountable, and to be out of the system of benevolence that we want in this earth, for this earth. We want this healing to continue. We want our own healing to continue, because as we do this, we heal the earth and it has a ripple effect. Everything that we do has a ripple effect. Either you're stressed or you're in balance. You know the difference between the two. So choose to be in balance and choose to have your light. And if you don't understand much about it, I've got over 1,000 videos. Go back to the basics and get yourself strong again after all of this abuse we've had. And we're still managing to be here, you know. And I really hope to see you in my Light Leadership Academy, because no longer do we want to be light workers. Do. It's sharing. It's leading the way forward. It's saying to yourself, oh my God, I get it. I've got all this information, I can do this. I can help people. I don't have to worry about whether I get it wrong, because that's all lower stuff. That's all the doubt in me from before. Because remember, not only are you beginning to see yourself in a different light, that's not the only thing. Your body actually responds to that. It's like you make a decision to be well. You make a decision to be healthy for the rest of your life. Body, mind, and soul expand. Body, mind, and soul expand. If your body's doing stuff to you, if you've had problems in your body, mind, where's your mind been? The emotions. Where's your soul journey going? Because stuff starts happening to us when we're not paying attention to ourselves, and we're not acknowledging our feelings, and we're not grounding ourselves, and we're hating on ourselves and wishing we did this and wishing we did that, and feeling guilty about 10 years ago, and why were we treated like crap as kids, and why were we abused and the sister wasn't abused, and why was I taken away from here, and why, having a tantrum all our life. The people that do that feel sorry for themselves their whole life, instead of saying, that happened to me so I can help other people. That happened to me because they were projecting their unhealed reality on me. And I'm not taking it anymore. I'm not wearing it anymore. I'm not carrying it anymore. And I'm lifting off this person and this person and this idiot and that one, and letting them go and do what they want to do. Love and light, whatever you want to do. But I'm dissolving those cords, because you're worth it. And if you don't see that for yourself, there may be a time when there's no one there to tell you. Okay? And what are you going to do then? Are you going to just crawl in a ball, or are you going to fight back? Because this is what needs to happen, and we need to do it up here. We need to do it with the words that we're saying. We need to acknowledge where we've been, but now we're in a healed reality. We need to forget what other negative words others have said about us, and instead remember the positive ones. Because the negative words are actually a reflection of how they feel about themselves, and they were projecting it on you, knowing that you were going to then feel that. And that is really evil, to do that to somebody, to make them feel horrible. But there are people that are here on this realm that have been, placed here for that reason, to try to stop you. The powers that have been, on this planet, and the minions that they have, that we see, already know who's who, okay? And they're going to stop the people that are who are going to do something to help humanity. They don't want you to get there, but you're going to get there anyway, okay? Because you're going to remember that all you have to do is manifest for yourself ultimate protection, a cloaking device, so that that evil energy can't get to you. It can't stop you. I'm still here on YouTube. They may not let me have any subscribers, but I'm still here. Right? And I'll keep being wherever I can be, because I'm cloaked, and I believe it. I believe it. Okay? Now, they may try to make you think that your protection isn't working. Whenever someone has a clearing with me, they're like, oh, wow. Whew, the next day, wow, there was all this stuff going on. Maybe it didn't work. And I'm like, oh, don't say that. The negative wants you to believe that anything that you try to do is not going to work. So you have to push that away. And they'll just go, oh, this is too hard. I'm going to go to someone over here that's really down on themselves all the time. That'll be an easier target than this person here who's just not going to have it. Right? Isn't a bully going to go to an easy target? Is a bully going to try to make you feel like you're worthless so that you won't be who you're actually going to be? Is a bully there because he thinks you're weak? No, he knows your strength. maybe you need to see it that way. The people that have treated you like crap have known how powerful you are, even if you haven't. And they've tried to break into your empathy and break into your kindness and make you feel sorry for them so they can chew you up and spit you out until you don't allow that to occur anymore. And you start to recognize the old patterns. And as they fall away, yeah, you may still have some things that come up and some memories that come up and some things that you're like, okay, I'm processing that now, you know? And things that happen, and that's normal. But we must understand that the light has already won, that change is very, very close at hand. So big now that it will be absolutely unbelievable to witness. The times that we are in are incredibly important, and you all would not have had it any other way. You're supposed to be here for this. And your thought of unity and your thought of harmony and your thought of an easy way out, an easy way forward, peace on earth for animals, people, for everybody, a place to call home, happiness, and a coming together and a manifestation like never before. All you've got to do is see that as your reality, and you move into it so much quicker. The more we look at all this nonsense, the more we stay in it. I hope that this message is reaching you and you understand where I'm coming from. And patrons, I'm going to be live with you on Saturday for your 2022 forecast. And I'm going to be doing some other live forecasts and bits and pieces as we're going through. And I really hope to see you on the 28th of December for a very, very special webinar for those who are interested in the Light Leadership Academy. I'm going to be giving you a lot of information about what we're going to be learning. And it's 30 years of my own experiences and all methods of healing, meditation, speaking, confidence building, readings, abilities, tarot and cards, and we'll go through different semesters of different things. And the only prerequisite will be for you to you have to do semester 1. Everyone's going to have to start at semester 1, and then you can choose what you're learning from then on. But it will be the most life-changing training that you'll ever have, because you'll already know it. It'll resonate with you as a soul. You'll be like, oh my God, this is it, this is me. And it will feel so familiar to you. And some people are going to want to have, special training one-on-one and become teachers of this method and do it themselves. And that'll also be available if you need one-on-one or me to train you personally. I will have spots available for that as well. So hope to see you again soon. Please listen to this message and know in your heart of hearts where it's coming from, and know how powerful you really are as a sovereign being of light. Declare what it is that you give permission to have happen. Declare your own strength and divinity. Shake it off. No more nonsense. And let's move forward brighter than before, because this helps everybody remember. The stronger we are, the stronger everyone around us is, including those that aren't even in our realm of existence. So, I will talk to you all really, really soon. Always sending lots of love, many blessings. You know where to find me, BDevineonline.com and rockandgems.com. Have an awesome day. Talk to you really soon. And bye for now. Bye.